Broken heart. She thought her life had a price. Red heart. But she never expected someone would pay it just to set her free. The market was loud, crowded, unforgiving. The kind of place where people looked, but never really saw. Isla stood still, quiet, invisible in plain sight, waiting, not for hope, but for whatever came next, because hope had already left her a long time ago. Next, the voice cut through the noise. Sharp, final. Isla stepped forward slowly, not resisting, not reacting, just accepting. Because sometimes, you stop fighting when there's nothing left to fight for. How much? A man asked. Cold, detached, like she was nothing more than a number. Isla didn't look up, didn't want to see another face deciding her fate. Then, another voice. Calm, different. I'll take care of it. The noise around them seemed to fade. Not completely, but enough to notice the change. Isla slowly lifted her eyes and saw him. Tall, composed. Not loud, not aggressive, just certain. Who are you? The seller asked. That doesn't matter, he replied, his tone steady, controlled. I'm paying. Isla's breath caught slightly, not because she trusted him, but because something about him didn't feel like the others. Why? The seller questioned. A pause. Then, because she shouldn't be here. Those words, simple, but they hit harder than anything else, because no one had said that before. No one had seen her that way. The exchange was quick. Money passed. Decisions made. Just like that. Everything changed. You're free, he said to her. Free. The word felt unfamiliar. Unreal. Isla blinked slowly. You expect me to believe that? A faint pause. I don't expect anything, he replied. That answer. Honest. Unexpected. She studied him, trying to understand, trying to find the hidden motive, because there had to be one. There always was. What do you want? She asked quietly. A long pause. Then, nothing. Silence. Because that answer made no sense. You paid for me. Yes. And you want nothing? That's what I said. Isla shook her head slightly. No one does that. He looked at her. Really looked this time. Not at her situation. Not at her past. At her. Then maybe it's time someone does. That line changed everything. Because now, this wasn't about being taken. It was about being given something back. Where will you go? He asked. She hesitated. Because the truth was, she didn't know. I don't have anywhere, she admitted. Not weak. Just real. A pause. Then, you can stay at my place. Her eyes narrowed slightly. There it is. The catch. Finally. But he didn't react. Didn't defend. Just said, or you can leave. A beat. Your choice. That word again. Choice. Something she hadn't had in a long time. Isla looked at him, the man who paid for her freedom, and wasn't asking for anything in return. I'll come with you, she said slowly. Not because she trusted him. Not yet. But because for the first time, it felt like a decision she made herself. He nodded once. No smile. No reaction. Just acceptance. As they walked away, Isla glanced back one last time. At the place she left behind. At the life that ended. Then forward again. Towards something unknown. Uncertain. But different. Because sometimes, freedom doesn't feel like relief at first. It feels like stepping into something you don't understand yet. And the man beside her was part of that unknown. Speech balloon, did he deserve her love in the end? Backhand index pointing right comment. Yes, red heart, or no, broken heart. Fire want another viral love story? Just say next story, rocket. The ride was quiet. Too quiet. Isla sat beside him. Not close. Not far. Just enough space to breathe. Just enough to think. You don't talk much, she said finally, breaking the silence. Testing him. Only when it matters. Same answer. Same calm tone. Like nothing about him ever changed. And this doesn't, she asked. He glanced at her briefly. It might. That answer left something hanging in the air. Unfinished. Unclear. His place came into view slowly. Large, isolated, peaceful. The kind of place where no one would come looking. He stopped, stepped down first, then offered his hand. Not forcing, just there. Isla hesitated, looking at his hand, then at him. Before she took it, his grip was steady, warm, but brief. He let go first, like he was careful not to cross a line. Inside, everything was quiet, simple, no noise, no chaos, nothing like the place she came from. You can stay here, he said, pointing to a room. Lock it if you want. That caught her off guard. You're telling me to lock the door? Yes. No hesitation. No offense. Just understanding. Why? She asked. A pause. So you feel safe. That word. Safe. It felt unfamiliar. Almost unreal. Isla studied him again. Still trying to figure him out. Still waiting for the hidden motive. You really expect nothing? She asked quietly. A long pause. Then, I expect you to decide what you want. That answer didn't confuse her this time. It unsettled her, because freedom came with responsibility, and she wasn't used to that. Night fell slowly, the silence of the house wrapping around her. Calm, but unfamiliar. She couldn't sleep, not because of fear, but because of thinking. Too many thoughts, too many questions. A soft noise outside her door. Footsteps. She froze for a second. Instinct. Fear returning, even if it didn't belong here. Then his voice. Calm. On the other side. There's food in the kitchen. A pause. In case you're awake. That was it. No knocking. No entering. No pushing. Just care. Quiet. Unseen. Isla sat there for a moment, processing it. Because this wasn't what she expected. Later, she stepped into the kitchen. Slowly, carefully. He was there, leaning against the counter, not surprised to see her, like he already knew she'd come. You don't sleep either? She asked. Not much. Silence again, but not uncomfortable this time. Just quiet. Why did you really help me? She asked. This time, she needed the truth. He looked at her, longer, more serious, because I've seen what happens when no one does. That answer, simple, but heavy. And you couldn't walk away? A pause. No. Their eyes held, and for the first time, Isla didn't look away, because now, she didn't just see the man who bought her freedom. She saw the reason behind it, and that made something inside her shift. Softly, quietly, because freedom didn't feel empty anymore. It felt like something was starting. Morning came softly, quiet light through the window. No noise, no pressure, just peace. Isla wasn't used to it. She stood still for a moment, almost unsure what to do with it. You're up early. His voice came from behind. Calm. Familiar now. She turned slightly. I didn't really sleep. A pause. New places do that. Simple. Understanding. He placed something on the table. A cup. Warm. Drink it, he said. Helps. Isla looked at it. Then at him. You always take care of strangers like this? A faint pause. You're not a stranger anymore. That line caught her off guard, because it didn't feel like a line. It felt real. Days passed. Slow. Quiet. But different. He didn't ask questions. Didn't push her. Didn't expect anything. But he noticed everything. When she hesitated near the door, he didn't stop her. Just said, you can go whenever you want. When she stayed, he didn't comment. Just continued like it was normal. When she struggled with something, he didn't take over. Just stood close enough in case she needed help. Quiet care. Unspoken. Consistent. One evening, the sky turned gold. Soft light across the land. Isla stood outside, watching it, thinking. You're getting used to it, he said behind her. She didn't turn. Maybe. A pause. Or maybe I just don't want to leave yet. That answer was honest. More than she expected to admit. Ryder stepped closer. Not too close, but enough. You don't have to stay because of me, he said. His voice steady. Careful. I'm not, she replied softly. A pause. I'm staying because I want to. Silence. But not empty. Full. Real. Because now, this wasn't about survival, or escape, or fear. It was choice. Her choice. Isla turned to face him. Closer now. No distance left to hide behind. You changed something, she said quietly. Ryder's expression shifted slightly. Wasn't my intention. I know. That was the point. Because he didn't try, didn't force, didn't take. He just stayed. And somehow, that meant more than anything else. Her heartbeat quickened slightly. Not from fear. From something new. Something she didn't expect to feel again. You gave me freedom, she said softly. A pause. But I think... She hesitated. Just for a second. I think I gave you a place in my heart. That line. Quiet, but powerful. Ryder didn't respond immediately. But he didn't step back either. Didn't create distance. And that said everything. Because sometimes, the strongest feelings aren't the ones spoken loudly. They're the ones that grow quietly, until they become impossible to ignore. And for the first time, Isla didn't feel lost. She felt something real. Broken heart, he gave her freedom. Red heart. But what if she was the one who set him free? The night was quiet. Too quiet. Like everything was waiting for something to be said. Isla stood outside, looking at the horizon. The same way she had before, but feeling completely different now. You've been out here a while. Ryder's voice behind her. Low. Familiar. I was thinking, she replied. Not turning yet. About leaving, he asked. A pause. Then, about staying. That answer shifted everything. Even before she turned around. When she did, they were closer than before. No distance left. No walls left. You don't have to stay, Ryder said. His voice steady. But there was something beneath it now. Something real. I know. Isla stepped closer. Slow. Intentional. That's why I want to. Silence. But not uncertain. Clear. Certain. Ryder looked at her, like he was trying to understand something he hadn't allowed himself to feel. You don't know what that means, he said quietly. A faint edge in his voice. Not anger. Fear. Then tell me, she replied. Soft. But steady. A long pause. Then, I don't do this, he admitted. Don't let people stay. Another pause. Don't let them matter. That honesty. Raw. Unfiltered. Isla didn't step back. Didn't hesitate. But you did, she said. A beat. With me. That truth. He couldn't deny it. Didn't try to. You changed that, he said quietly. Not dramatic. Not perfect. Just real. Isla smiled slightly. Not big. Just enough. You changed me too, she said. A pause. I thought freedom meant being alone. Another pause. But it doesn't. Silence filled the space between them. But this time, it wasn't heavy. It was complete. Because everything had been said. Or, at least, everything that mattered. Ryder stepped closer. No hesitation this time. No distance. No walls. I didn't plan this, he said quietly. Neither did I. A moment passed. Still. Real. Then, he reached for her hand. Slow. Careful. Like it mattered. And she didn't pull away. Because this time, there was no fear. No uncertainty. Just choice. Her choice. His choice. And that made all the difference. Because in the end, he didn't own her heart. She gave it to him. Freely. Willingly. Completely. And somehow, that set both of them free.